Have you ever wondered if those little pills you take each morning, thinking they're helping, might quietly be wearing you down? For folks over 65, it turns out that some of the most common vitamins could be doing the opposite of what they promise. According to trusted research from JMA, taking the wrong supplements could raise your risk of early death by up to 40%. That's not fear-mongering. That's science. One of these so-called harmless vitamins has been tied to shrinking brain tissue. Another? It's linked to strokes, nerve breakdown, even heart failure, often at doses people take every single day without question. And after 65, your body isn't the same. Your liver works slower. Your kidneys can't clean out the excess like before. Your nerves? They're more vulnerable than ever. These vitamins don't just pass through, they build up like rust on old pipes. And the worst part? They mimic the very symptoms most people think are just part of aging: fatigue, dizziness, memory fog. But it's not just age. It's preventable. In today's video, I'll walk you through the 4 vitamins that older adults like you and your loved ones should stop taking, plus 4 that can actually help your body stay sharp, steady, and strong. Stick with me to the very end because the last one we'll cover has been linked to a 36% lower risk of death from any cause, in one of Europe's largest senior health studies. Before we jump in, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from? Share in the comments. Now let's talk about the first hidden threat, a vitamin that sounds friendly enough, but for aging bodies, it can quietly do more harm than good. Number 4, the hidden risk in vitamin A, retinol. It's easy to assume vitamin A is one of the good ones. After all, it's supposed to help your eyes, boost your immune system, and keep your skin looking healthy. But here's the part that's rarely said out loud. Once you pass 65, that same helpful vitamin, especially in its synthetic form called retinol, can quietly become a threat inside your body. You see, vitamin A isn't like some of the others that your body simply flushes out. It's fat-soluble, meaning it sticks around. It gets stored in your liver and fatty tissues. And as we age, the body slows down. Your liver doesn't process as efficiently, and fat cells don't work the way they used to. So instead of leaving, that extra vitamin A just piles up. The warning signs are subtle: dry skin, dizziness, blurry vision, stiff joints. You might chalk it up to just getting older, but what if it's something preventable? In many older adults, these are signs of slow vitamin A toxicity. And if you're taking more than 2,000 to 3,000 micrograms daily, especially from multivitamins or liver-based pills, you could be at risk without even knowing it. Even more concerning, a 2022 European study found that excess vitamin A raised the risk of atrial fibrillation, a heart rhythm disorder that significantly increases stroke risk in seniors. And the danger? It doesn't take megadoses. Just normal supplements, taken every day, can do it. So, yes, your body still needs vitamin A, but not in this form. You can get plenty from food in a version your body handles better: beta-carotene. It's found naturally in things like sweet potatoes, spinach, carrots, and eggs. And here's the beauty: your body only turns beta-carotene into active vitamin A when it truly needs it. That means no overload, no silent buildup, no guessing. Take a moment to check your multivitamin. If you see the words retinol or retinol palmitate and you're over 65, it's time to rethink things. Even 700 micrograms a day for women, or 900 for men, can be risky in the long run. The safest path? Let food be your first source. Skip the synthetic stuff. Trust what nature built for your body to use gently and wisely. And that's just the beginning. Because the next vitamin on our list, number 3, might be even more dangerous, and it's often recommended to older adults without a single blood test. Number 3, the iron mistake that's easy to miss. When you hear iron, you probably think energy, strength, and vitality. And it's true, iron is essential for life. But after age 65, that same mineral can quietly shift from helpful to harmful. If you're still taking iron just in case, especially through a multivitamin, it might be doing more damage than you realize. Here's the part no one really talks about. Once you hit your senior years, your body stops losing iron the way it did when you were younger. For men, that happens right after puberty. For women, it's menopause. So unless you've been diagnosed with anemia, or recently had surgery, blood loss, or a chronic illness, your iron needs are much lower than you think. But iron doesn't just pass through. It stays. It hides in your liver, your heart, and your pancreas. Over time, that extra iron acts like rust in your engine, causing slow, silent damage. Scientists call it oxidative stress, but here's what it really means. Iron overload can inflame your tissues, weaken your organs, and speed up aging from the inside out. And the consequences aren't small. That buildup fuels dangerous molecules that have been linked to memory loss, heart disease, and even certain cancers. Most heartbreaking of all, the signs are subtle: aching joints, tiredness, brain fog, maybe a racing heartbeat, things you might have just blamed on getting older. But it's not just age. It could be iron poisoning your system. And unlike low iron, which is easy to fix, high iron takes time to reverse. And the damage it leaves behind? Sometimes it's permanent. So if your multivitamin contains iron, now's the time to stop and talk to your doctor. Ask for 2 simple blood tests: serum ferritin and transferrin saturation. These numbers can tell you whether iron is quietly building up inside you. If they're high, it might be time to skip red meat for a while and cut out any iron supplements completely. Here's the better path. Choose multivitamins labeled iron-free. For most older adults, that's the safer choice. Iron might have been useful when you were younger, but after 65, it's like adding gasoline to a fire your body's no longer strong enough to control. And we're not done yet, because the next vitamin, number 2, is even more common, and it may be slowly weakening your bones and muscles without you even noticing. Number 2, the calcium trap that could be harming your heart. We've been told for years, if you want strong bones, you need calcium. It's on every bottle, every brochure, every ad aimed at seniors. But here's what you rarely hear. For people over 65, taking calcium as a standalone supplement might actually be doing more harm than good. This isn't fear talk. It's backed by science. While calcium is essential, it's not just about how much you take. It's about where it ends up. When you're younger, your bones act like thirsty sponges, soaking up calcium quickly with the help of your body's natural hormones. But as you age, especially after menopause or in later years, that sponge dries out. Bones stop absorbing the way they used to. So where does all that extra calcium go? It wanders. It settles in soft tissues, in joints, and worst of all, inside your arteries. That's right. The calcium you think is protecting your bones might be hardening your arteries instead, increasing your risk of heart attacks and strokes. And no one warns you about this. Most seniors take calcium with good intentions, not realizing their body can't put it in the right place without help. So instead of guarding you from fractures, it quietly raises your risk of something far more dangerous. And there's more. Calcium supplements often cause bloating, constipation, and block the absorption of other key minerals like zinc and iron. On top of that, if you're taking acid blockers for heartburn, a common medication in older adults, your stomach can't absorb calcium properly anyway. So now you're not helping your bones, your digestion suffers, and your heart carries the burden. So what should you do instead? Start with food. That's where calcium truly belongs. Leafy greens, sardines, yes, the ones with bones, yogurt, almonds, and chia seeds give you calcium in a form your body knows how to use. Safely, gently, and without overload. And if you do need extra, make sure it's paired with vitamin D3 and K2. These 2 nutrients are like traffic signals, guiding calcium into your bones and keeping it out of your arteries. If your multivitamin still includes 500 to 1,000 milligrams of calcium, and you're already eating well, it might be time to reconsider. Because your bones, they need more than just calcium. They need movement, balance, and the right kind of support. And your heart? It needs calcium to stay where it belongs, not where it can do damage. Coming up next is vitamin number 1. It's the most dangerous for older adults, not because it sounds scary, but because it's often taken with the best intentions. Yet research shows it's deeply linked to memory loss, muscle decline, even a higher risk of death when taken without testing. Number 1, the harmless vitamin that can quietly damage your nerves. This one surprises most people. Vitamin B6 has a reputation for being gentle, something you might take for energy, sharper thinking, or better nerve health. It's in countless multivitamins. Doctors recommend it all the time. So how could it possibly be dangerous? Well, here's what doesn't get said enough. For people over 65, high doses of vitamin B6 can quietly turn into a real threat. a threat to your strength, your nerves, even your independence. Most folks hear water soluble and assume B6 is safe. Your body should flush out the extra, right? Not quite. Vitamin B6 doesn't behave like the others. When taken in large amounts, especially from supplements, it accumulates in nerve tissue. Over time, that buildup can turn toxic. That means it starts wearing down your sensory nerves, leading to tingling hands, burning feet, wobbly balance, and unexplained muscle weakness. Too many seniors live with these symptoms, misdiagnosed with neuropathy or just aging, when the real cause is quietly creeping in from a bottle. The official upper limit for B6 is 100 milligrams per day, but studies show that even 50 milligrams, taken regularly, can trigger toxicity in older adults. And here's the real kicker. Many brain boosters, energy pills, and nerve support blends contain 100 to 250% of the daily limit in just one serving. Stack those with your multivitamin and fortified foods, and it's easy to cross into the danger zone without ever realizing it. And once nerve damage begins, it's slow to heal. Sometimes it doesn't heal at all. Older adults are especially vulnerable. Your metabolism slows down, your liver clears things more slowly, and many of you already manage conditions like diabetes or thyroid imbalance, which already puts strain on your nervous system. The last thing you need is a hidden toxin adding to the burden. So what's the safe path forward? You do need vitamin B6, but only in moderation. For women, the daily need is just 1.5 milligrams. For men, it's 1.7 milligrams, and you can easily get that from real food: chickpeas, tuna, turkey, bananas, whole grains. No high-dose supplements needed. Unless a doctor has run your labs and specifically diagnosed you with a B6 deficiency, you don't need more than 5 to 10 milligrams per day from all sources combined. Check your bottles. If your multivitamin or nerve formula goes beyond that, it's time to rethink. Switch to a senior-specific blend. Ask your doctor to test your levels, because when it comes to B6, more isn't better. After 65, more might mean permanent nerve damage. And that brings us to the end of this part of the journey. The 4 most dangerous vitamins you and your loved ones should never take without careful guidance. But now let's shift the focus to the nutrients that can actually protect your future. Coming up next, the 4 most essential vitamins your body needs after 65, ranked from helpful to absolutely life-changing. Number 4, the missing mineral that could change how you sleep, think, and feel. Of all the nutrients your body needs as you age, magnesium is one of the most quietly powerful and one of the most overlooked. By the time you've reached your mid-60s or beyond, chances are your magnesium levels have taken a hit without you even realizing it. Why? Because aging changes everything. Your digestion doesn't absorb it like it used to. Your kidneys start wasting more of it. And many medications that are common in senior life, like water pills, acid reducers, and blood pressure drugs, drain magnesium right out of your system day after day. The symptoms? They sneak in gradually. Tiredness that never quite goes away, cramping in your legs, tossing and turning at night, uneasy thoughts, a fluttering heartbeat, even trouble managing blood sugar. Most people just blame it on getting older, but for many, it's simply a magnesium shortage. And the good news? When magnesium is restored, the change can be remarkable. Better sleep, fewer muscle twitches, calmer moods, even a clearer mind and steadier feet. Magnesium isn't just some background mineral. It's involved in over 300 critical processes in your body. It helps keep your blood pressure in check, your muscles and nerves firing properly, and your heart beating smoothly. It's even tied to how your brain handles memory and stress. In fact, studies have shown that low magnesium levels are linked to a higher risk of dementia, irregular heart rhythms like atrial fibrillation, and type 2 diabetes. But here's where it gets tricky. Not all magnesium supplements are created equal. Many of the cheap ones on pharmacy shelves, like magnesium oxide, barely get absorbed at all. Worse, they can cause bloating or stomach trouble. What your aging body really needs are bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate, citrate, or malate. These are easier to digest, gentler on the stomach, and more effective where it counts. So how much is right? For most older adults, somewhere between 250 and 400 milligrams a day is ideal, depending on your diet, medications, and overall health. And while foods like spinach, avocados, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and black beans are great sources, modern farming has left our soil depleted. So even eating well may not be enough. That's why, especially if you're taking multiple medications, a thoughtful magnesium supplement might be one of the smartest steps you can take. And we're just getting started. Next up, vitamin number 3. It powers more than 1,000 vital functions in your body, strengthens your immune defenses, and could lower your risk of cancer and infections dramatically, especially after 65. Before we continue, if this video has been helpful so far, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, because this journey to better aging has only just begun. Number 3, the sunshine vitamin that could save your strength and spirit. Vitamin D3 might be known for bone health, but its role in your body goes far deeper than most people realize. In fact, it's not just a vitamin, it's a hormone, one that plays a direct role in how your body thinks, fights illness, and stays strong as the years go on. Here's the issue. After age 65, your ability to make vitamin D3 drops by more than half. That's because your skin loses its efficiency at turning sunlight into usable D3. And if you spend more time indoors, wear sunscreen, or live in a cloudy or cooler climate, your levels can plummet without warning. The effects? They creep in slowly, but they're serious. Low D3 levels are tied to fatigue, muscle weakness, fragile bones, and poor immune response. But the deeper concern is its link to major chronic illnesses. A major 2020 review in the British Medical Journal found that older adults with vitamin D deficiency had a 50% higher risk of serious lung infections and a 30% higher risk of dying from any cause. That includes heart disease, diabetes, and some cancers. Vitamin D3 is a frontline warrior for your immune system. It helps activate your body's defenses, reduce inflammation, and repair damaged tissues faster. That's why people with healthy D3 levels don't just get sick less, they bounce back quicker. And in your brain, D3 supports memory, mood, and mental clarity. Too little of it has been linked to depression, forgetfulness, and a higher risk of dementia in older adults. And yet most seniors in America are quietly deficient, without ever being told. Why? Because the typical multivitamin doesn't have enough to correct a deficiency. The general guideline, 600 to 800 IU from food and sunlight, isn't nearly enough for aging bodies. Most seniors need 1,000 to 2,000 IU per day just to stay in a healthy range. And if your blood levels are already low, especially in winter months, you may need more, with your doctor's guidance. When supplementing, look for vitamin D3, also called cholecalciferol, not D2. It's closer to what your body naturally produces, is better absorbed, and more effective. You can take it in soft gels, liquids, or capsules. For best absorption, pair it with a meal that contains healthy fats, like eggs, avocado, or olive oil. Vitamin D3 isn't just about bones. It's about keeping your immune system sharp, your mind clear, and your spirit steady. And now, let's talk about another deeply underrated nutrient, vitamin number 2, one that quietly powers your blood, your brain, and your energy, and yet goes missing in far too many seniors. Number 2, the silent deficiency that steals your strength bit by bit. If you're over 65, there's a high chance your body is already low in vitamin B12, and you may not even feel it happening. The early signs are gentle whispers. A little more tired than usual, your memory not as sharp, a tingling feeling in your hands or feet that comes and goes. It's easy to overlook, but left unchecked, B12 deficiency can become something far more serious. Over time, it can mimic dementia. It can weaken your legs, throw off your balance, and increase your risk of falling. Many older adults chalk it up to arthritis, age, or just slowing down. But what if the real cause is something simple and fixable? Vitamin B12 is essential to how your brain works, how your blood flows, and how your nerves communicate. But as we age, the body struggles to absorb it from food. That's because stomach acid, a key player in unlocking B12 from meat, eggs, and dairy, starts to decline. Add in common medications like acid reducers or metformin, and it becomes even harder for your body to get what it needs. The result? You can eat all the right foods and still drift into deficiency, slowly, silently. And this isn't just about memory. When B12 levels are too low, the nerves in your legs and feet start to misfire. That can lead to unsteady walking and dangerous falls. Again, symptoms that often get mistaken for aging. But the truth might be much simpler. And the solution? Easier than you think. Once you're over 60, relying on food alone isn't enough. What you need is a form of B12 that your body can actually absorb. That's why many doctors recommend methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin, two forms that bypass the stomach and are absorbed directly through the tissues in your mouth or digestive tract. The ideal daily dose for seniors is usually between 500 and 1,000 micrograms, though your exact needs may vary based on your health and blood work. B12 is water soluble, so your body will naturally flush out any extra. You can take it as a daily tablet, a sublingual lozenge that melts under the tongue, or, if you're seriously low, a weekly injection. And if you haven't had your B12 levels tested recently, ask your doctor. One simple test could reveal a problem you didn't know you had. Why does this matter so much? Because when your B12 is low, every other system in your body has to work harder. But when it's restored, your mind can clear, your legs feel stronger, and your body starts running like it's 10 years younger. And now we arrive at the final piece, vitamin number 1, the single most powerful nutrient for adults over 65. It supports your brain, your heart, your immune system. And in one large European study, it was tied to a 36% lower risk of death from all causes. Number 1, the nutrient that helps you stay you longer. This may not be a classic vitamin, but for anyone over 65, omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, are just as essential as anything else on this list. These healthy fats have been studied more than almost any supplement on Earth. And what they do for your body, your mind, and your future is simply too important to ignore. Let's begin with the science. A massive 2021 study followed over 42,000 adults and found something remarkable. Those with the highest levels of omega-3s in their blood had a 36% lower risk of death from any cause. Not just heart health, overall longevity. Another study found that for seniors, taking omega-3 supplements could reduce the risk of a fatal heart attack by over 45%. That's not a minor benefit. It's potentially life-saving. Omega-3s work behind the scenes in powerful ways. They support memory, reduce inflammation, protect your heart's rhythm, and even help your joints move more smoothly. Your brain literally uses omega-3s to build its own tissue and help your cells talk to each other. But here's the concerning truth. More than 68% of Americans over 60 are low in omega-3s. Why? Because they don't eat enough fatty fish, and they don't supplement properly. It's an easy gap to miss, and a costly one. Yes, cold water fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are excellent sources. But for most older adults, food alone won't provide the full amount your body needs. That's where high-quality fish oil supplements come in. The right supplement should offer at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. If you're dealing with heart issues or chronic inflammation, you may need 2,000 milligrams or more, under medical supervision. Choose a formula that's tested for purity, free of heavy metals, and ideally in triglyceride form, so your body can absorb it more easily. Take it with food to prevent any fishy aftertaste. And if you're vegan or allergic to fish, no problem. There are algae-based omega-3s that offer the same brain-nourishing DHA straight from the source. Here's the bottom line. Omega-3s aren't just about avoiding heart attacks or strokes. They're about thinking clearer, moving easier, sleeping deeper, and aging on your own terms. They're part of who you are. They help you feel like yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And when you're over 65, that's not a luxury. That's a lifeline. For those who want to stay sharp, strong, and steady into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, omega-3s may be the closest thing we have to a nutritional insurance plan. Because they don't just help you live longer, they help you stay you longer. You've just uncovered the truth about vitamins after 65. Some can truly protect your mind, your body, and your independence. But others? They may be silently draining your strength and putting your health at risk, despite what the label says. So remember, it's not about taking more. It's about taking smarter, the right nutrients, in the right form, at the right dose for your stage of life. Your body deserves that. You deserve that. So take a moment. What's sitting in your medicine cabinet right now? Comment below and share which vitamin surprised you the most. Tap the like button if this helped open your eyes, and hit subscribe. We're here to keep breaking down the science that helps you live stronger, longer. Have questions? Your own story to tell? Leave a comment. We're listening, and thank you for watching.